Good evening, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Friday, December 12th, 2014, around 6:28 p.m. in Berwick, Massachusetts. It was a decent day out, some sun, some clouds, but no precipitation falling through onto the ground, which is good. And it's going to be maybe a sunny weekend. Some news to report. It's official. Arthur T. Demoulas is now officially the CEO of Market Basket and also the owner. He finally closed on the sale to buy back Market Basket, which, the saga that happened for 6 weeks was tough, but it was all worth it because everybody stood behind Arthur T. and the employees, and it's smooth sailing from here on in. And also, Boston is on the verge of hosting 2016 NHL Winter Classic. It will either going to be at Fenway Park or Gillette Stadium. The Bruins will be hosting it. It'll be the second time that Boston will be hosting the Winter Classic. And that's about it on the news. And my next subject is about the classic Christmas special, Frosty the Snowman. And it's one of the most popular holiday classic TV specials. It made its debut on December 7th, 1969 on CBS. It was produced by Jules Bass and Arthur Rankin Jr., and it was narrated by Jimmy Durant, and the voice of Frosty the Snowman was Jackie Vernon. The story of Frosty the Snowman went is on the day before Christmas. At an elementary school, a teacher hires a magician named Professor Hinckley, and he had a rabbit with him, which was named Hocus Pocus. And the magician Hinkin was entertaining the kids, but the kids weren't buying the entertainment of the magician, so he walked off in disgust, and he dropped his top hat, and then the kids went outside to make a snowman. And they made a snowman, and they had some just suggestions of a name, but the names were ejected, like Christopher Columbus, or Bruce, or Oatmeal. But there was one little girl named Karen suggested Frosty to be his name. And then there was then the rabbit of the magician Hocus Pocus comes out with the magician's top hat, and he puts it on Frosty. And then Frosty comes to life because the hat's magical. And Frosty says, "Happy birthday!" And then the magician, Hinklin, takes back the hat, and Frosty doesn't come back to life. It's gone. He's just a regular snowman. But then the rabbit, Hocus Pocus, takes the hat back, and it's Frosty's back again. And then he walks through the streets of town, right to the traffic cop, and into a parade and stuff. But the temperature where he was staying was getting warm, so Frosty needed to go somewhere that would be cold year-round, and they suggested the North Pole. So Frosty and Karen and Hocus Pocus went on a train, and they were put in a refrigerator train. It was a freight train, and then halfway through, they jumped onto a passenger train to the North Pole. But on the way, the magician, Hinklin, was following them. And they got to the North Pole, and then it was too cold for Karen, and Frosty needed help. He wanted the President of the United States or the U.S. Marines or whatever. And then Hinklin was after them still, and Hocus Pocus was helping them. And they go, and the magician almost captures Frosty, but he outruns them to Karen, and then he suggests that Santa Claus helps him. And then for Karen to get warm, she had to be put in a greenhouse to get warm, but the magician, Hinklin, comes in and locks the door, meaning Frosty is cold, and he's melting away and stuff like that. and it was crying, and Karen was crying, but then the door gets unlocked because Frosty's melted away, and then Santa Claus comes up and helps and says, "Don't you cry, Karen," and stuff like that. And then Hinkling comes back saying, he sees Santa Claus, "I want to be good for Christmas. I want to be good. I'm sorry, I want something for Christmas. Now get going," he said. And then the winds blow back up Frosty, and Frosty comes back to life, and he's back, and he says, "Happy birthday!" And then Santa Claus takes Karen back home, and then Frosty's at the end of the credits. Frosty's walking away and says, "I'll be back again on Christmas Day." This Frosty's Snowman is one of the most popular Christmas children's specials of all time. It's been on the air ever since 1969 on CBS, and it gets usually high ratings. It's probably the third most popular Christmas special behind Rudolph and Charlie Brown Christmas, and every single year it's so popular watching Frosty the Snowman and loving to see "Happy Birthday." And it's actually not his birthday, but who knows. Well, that's about it on that. I'll be back later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, for the last video blog of the night, which will be about legendary NFL Hall of Famer and announcer Frank Gifford. See you later. Bye now.